Getting the bikes down for a ride. For some brewskis.
I think I'm ready. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Evan. I talk about all things traveling, travel nursing, and my experiences throughout both of them. If this is your cup of tea, go ahead and subscribe down below. And if you're interested in seeing what I do in between every Thursday updates, I'm on Instagram with the name Operation Evan, and I talk to you guys often on there too. Today I want to talk to you guys about making the most out of your permanent position. If you're thinking about going into travel nursing, I want you to think about some of these things before diving in. And if you have thought about these things, great. But I thought I would give you my little tidbits and what I've learned and what I'm learning going back into travel nursing after being in a permanent job for 2 years. So like I mentioned in my first video, if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and take a sneak peek at it. I am a registered nurse. I started off as a floor nurse, went into travel nursing as a floor nurse, then got the opportunity to join the operating room for 2 years and re-specialize, and then now I'm going back out as a travel nurse for the operating room soon. So as I'm entering into that new phase, I'm thinking about the things that I wish I'd known in my first permanent job going into travel nursing. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before going into traveling, are you taking full advantage of the environment you're currently in? If you have fully exhausted that environment that you're in, then I'd say move on to the next 2 steps following this, but you're probably on the right track of going into traveling. I am in beautiful Colorado, and so for the last 2 years, I've been treating my permanent job as a traveler in the ways I'm about to describe. Firstly, taking advantage of the environment that I'm in. There are an abundance of hikes. There is loads of scenery. You can never run out of things to do out here. There are still a good amount of things that you could exhaust before saying you've run out of all things to do here. We've also taken advantage of the surrounding cities near us. We've got the opportunity to go to take like weekend getaways to Estes Park, get a cabin, or get a quirky B&B, spend 2 or 3 days there and see what all these tiny towns have to offer. Even the town of Fort Collins nearby. Last week we got to bike around pub to pub, try out all kinds of beer. We got to see a bunch of things and we got to bike around the town and try new foods, and our experience was amazing. We got to stay in a hotel called the Armstrong Hotel. It is an adorable, cute little hotel that turns its lobby into bar scene at night, and then it's like a cute brunch place during the day, and every hotel room is warm and cozy, and the service was amazing. It's really close by to a lot of restaurants and breweries in the main hub of the town. I had the time of my life. It was cold, but it was sunny. We just got to bar hop and sit down and enjoy our drinks and order some bar food. We stopped at Odell's Brewery first, which I love. We've been there twice already. And they have different fruit trucks depending on the day of the week. And so we stopped there first because we're like, it's 12:30 and I'm hungry. The next morning, got up early and walked a couple of blocks over to Lucille's. Lucille's is a Cajun restaurant, which is such a bizarre place for middle of Colorado to have a Cajun restaurant, but they have the most amazing beignets that, I will warn you, have a mound of powdered sugar on top that when you bite into it, it's almost like the freaking cinnamon challenge, and you're just of powdered sugar the second you bite into it. It's so delicious. That's one of the prime examples of how to take advantage of your surrounding areas and your environment. You don't have to just stop exactly where you're at, because when you're a traveler, sometimes you choose assignments and places and they aren't always necessarily the most amazing places. One of our assignments was in Lewiston, Idaho. Going there in the middle of the summer when there's absolutely nothing to do in Hell's Canyon was a stretch. There was not a lot to do for 13 weeks there, but we climbed our way out of that pit to go to neighboring cities and other parts of like the neighboring state, Washington. We got to go to Washington a lot. We went to Seattle for a day because that was only 3 or 4 hours away. Canada was only 4 hours away. Just look at where you're at and see what can you absolutely take advantage of before you peace out. That is my long but necessary first tip on how to prepare for traveling. Secondly, I want to encourage you, if I were physically next to you, to tell you, quit complaining, quit avoiding situations that you're unfamiliar with at your current job than I would. When you're becoming a traveler, you are dropped in the deep end immediately and said, good luck, I'll see you never. Actually, you'll never see administration again. Avoiding hard situations when you have the safety net of your permanent position now in your familiar environment and not taking advantage of it is not going to set you up for success when you go into traveling. You get like half a day of orientation, if that, and then a patient load the next. You're on your own, sucker. You got to figure that shit out. Your help was needed last month. It wasn't needed the day you started. And that kind of leads into my third tip, and this is where I needed Todd's help, and it was such a great point. Honing in on your independence. Like I mentioned in the previous tip, you're in a facility that needed you so long ago that they don't have time to hold your hand. You don't have ample amount of time in your short 13-week assignment to have your hand held and taught every single little thing. Just try your best to be as independent as you can. Just need to rein that in. Rein it in before you leave. I can't tell you how annoying it is as a permanent staff member and also as a traveler to stop every single person every single time you don't know where or how to do something. Those are my experiences and things that I wish I'd known and things that I've taken advantage of now before leaving and going into travel nursing. Again, hope it was helpful. I will see you guys next Thursday. If you want to go ahead and click that subscribe button, I just want to hear about y'all's experience. Is there something I even need a heads up on? See you guys next week. Bye.
She brought her food over and she's like, and here's the napkins. I'm like, oh, thank you. And she's like, enjoy it. I said, you too.